I think I'm live, of course. I've lost my phone. And that is the only way for me to keep track of your questions, if you may have any. All right. So I need to turn off volume. Okay, so welcome to Techie Tuesday. And tonight we're going to be talking about custom spines. Um, and this is important because way back in the day, actually locally here in Port Orange, Florida, we used to have a woman that had a heat embossing type system. And she would actually like come to National Scrapbook Day. She would take everyone's orders. And then that at the beginning of the day, she would leave. She would go do all the embossing on the albums, covers, and spines. And then she would bring them back at the end of the day. Well, then Creative Memories started doing them. And so you would send in your album covers and spines, and you would do the order and you put it in the box. And gosh, I think that was called Persona or something. And anyway, they would, you'd send in your spines and covers and pick whatever, and then they would mail back to you. So then that was old CM. And then everyone kind of missed that. They wanted to know, well, what happened to the lady that we used to use? And of course I did try to find her, because I liked to use her over the send out scenario, even to Creative Memories, just because everything, you didn't have to ship anything or wait. She would do them that day. So tonight for Techie Tuesday, and it shouldn't be very long, but I wanted to go over how to make custom spines on the Creative Memories website. And it's really easy, and you don't mail anything in. So basically you would just be getting new spines for your existing albums. Now the tricky part comes in is the all the different colors through the years. So we'll talk about that too. What most people are doing is finding a color that matches, and if they're doing all their albums, right, all the albums on the shelf match or go together. So the fact that they might be slightly different from the cover, you may or may not care about. But we can also talk about some other things. I've seen or heard of people having success even with HTV, heat transfer vinyl, on their albums. So that's a little dicey to do sort of ironing on with different vinyls to albums. But I've heard of people doing that as well. So if you share tonight's live, I'm actually going to give away a custom spine. So you can we'll do it over Zoom together. We'll create it over Zoom, but I'll order it through my account, and that way you can pick whatever color you want or whatever you want to say. So just go ahead and share the Facebook Live for tonight, and then comment shared, and then I'll use my little magic picker to pick a lucky winner. So with that, let's head on over to Creative Memories, and we will get right into it. Now that I'm small, I'm going to put my glasses on so that I can actually see. With this light, it's such a terrible glare, but and I'm just looking at myself, so it doesn't matter that I can't see. But when I am on screen share, then and my face is a little smaller, I need to be able to see what I'm doing. All right, so I will mention first that right now there's a promotion. If you spend $100 um, on my website, you get free photo prints. So if you haven't tried Creative Memories printing, you can try that if you want to take advantage of some of the new stuff that just came out. I'll just scroll by because there's some really cool new stuff that just came out. It's called Homestead. And there's a little horse, and we've got a barbed wire chain border maker. This one, these two right here have got to be my favorites. The roundabout recipe template. I've got a few of those coming because I know I've got some new fans of recipe templates. And then, of course, the wine chain border maker cartridge. So we had the Dine border punch last month, or actually earlier. No, it was in March last month. And so now we have the wine border maker chain. But I digress here. Okay, so what you're going to do is make sure you're signed into an account. If you don't have an account already, you can sign in. Now, the reason why my picture is there is because I'm my own advisor. So hopefully you see my picture there when you sign in and I'm your advisor. But if, or maybe I've got an advisor watching, and then of course other advisors will see their own picture. So just make sure you're signed in. And the reason is because once you start making these custom products, you'll want to be able to go back and either edit them or make changes to them. All right, so you're going to float over the Create Digital Photo Albums. Now, I know we're doing spines, but this is where all the digital stuff works. And if you're interested on how, if you got the email or if you saw my post from March where Creative Memories is giving away the cute little St. Patrick's Day digital embellishments for a penny. Next month on Techie Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about how you, as a paper scrapbooker, can use these digital kits in your paper scrapbook albums or cards, and you don't have to be a digital scrapbooker. So we're going to talk about that next month. So make a little note about that somewhere in your calendar, or you can just reply that you're going, on my events. All right. So once you float over, create digital photo albums, even though we're not creating a digital photo album, that's where you go. Then you'll see all of these choices. So here's your digital artwork that you can purchase. And here's custom album covers, refill pages, and foil spines. Now the refill pages, if you're into digital, are not refill pages like page prints. They are actual pages that are like the Creative Memories pages with the little staples on the side that you can thread them into the strap hinge binding. So I did a couple albums. I called them Tradigital albums, where I created custom refill pages, like just with the title and the paper, the digital paper as the backgrounds. And then when I got them back, then I slapped the real pictures and embellishments on. So that was kind of cool. And if you're somebody that wants to see that ever, just let me know and I can show you. All right, so now last choice here, custom foiled spines. Let's go there. This is where you go to create your custom foiled spines. Now, right off the bat, you can see all the different fonts and that are on all of these spines, right? So you're going to scroll down and you're going to click on this, view details. I mean, there's just one choice on this page, so you can't get lost. Haven't lost anyone yet. All right. Now, I will say, once you're in the design mode, you cannot change your book cloth color or foil color. So you want to make sure that you have chosen the right one first. Now, right here in red, it says start here if this is your first time creating a custom foiled spine. So there's several videos that are really good. I'm going to click on it. We're not going to watch the videos because I'm your live video tonight, right? So here's learn how to create a custom spine, learn how to edit text. So we're going to go over these things tonight, but if you need to go back, it's right there on that page. Okay, but this is where I wanted to come down to. Here are your 4 must-know facts. So know your available book cloth. All right, so there's over 15 book cloth colors. And then if we click on that button to view the available ones, these are the colors that are available. So Azure, Black Forest, Caramel, Caribbean, Chocolate. So like this Cobalt, that's pretty much that Creative Memory blue that's been around forever. Eggplant, Ebony, these are your standard colors that have been around for a long time for Creative Memories. And then we've got the reds and lighter colors. So there's lots of colors right now to choose from. And so they have a list of all of the colors of book cloth that Creative Memories has had since 2014. So you can see them. So if you know the name of your album, you can kind of see it, and then you can look and see which spine looks good. Lots of choices. And then what I wanted to do was show you down here. So what happened down here was, instead of trying to match exactly, right, people just picked a color that was complementary. And so they came out really cute. Now, the fact of the matter is, when they're sitting on the shelf, you can really only see the spine. So that's just up to you, how you feel as far as making sure your spine matches your cover set. Because if you have some really old books and say you don't have the Creative Memories blue standard, color that sapphire blue that everyone had back in the day, it was like blue, red, black, green, mahogany. There weren't many choices way back. So you can find some people have decided, you know what, they just want to go all ebony and just like all of them on the shelf are of the same color, one way or another, because maybe they haven't been able to get the exact same color year on year. All right. So once you've picked your color, these are all the current ones. So like they have sparkle ones too, boysenberry, cinnamon sparkle, wall supplies last. So it'll tell you which ones are wall supplies last. Let's pick like a pretty color, one that you can see. Let's say turquoise. Okay. And so there's the turquoise. And then you can pick black, gold, or silver. Now, just for viewing options, so that you can see it clearly on the screen, I'm going to say black. Then once you have those picked, now remember, you can't change those once you are in the edit. So then if you decide to change something, then you just come back and kind of start again, and you can delete. Now I'm just gonna name it Techie Tuesday. And see, all right. And here's what we get when it comes up. Now, I will say this, right now, anyway, there is no way to duplicate a spine, which seems kind of silly. Once it's ordered, and you can't duplicate it. You can't order it again even. That's it. It's a custom piece. It's been ordered. It's done. So what I would suggest is, if you're not just doing a one-off, right? If you're not just doing well, just because I pulled up teal, one of our local high schools, Atlantic, is teal and black and silver, right? So if you're not just doing a graduation spine for your high school graduate, or maybe they're 40 now and you're just doing their high school album, who knows? Then you want to write down your text size and your font somewhere that you'll be able to find it again. Maybe in your computer, start a Word doc, put it in your phone in notes so that you can go back, because or you can just leave them all in edit mode and not put them in the cart. But once you order it, there's no way to tell that information, as frustrating as that seems. So hopefully they're working on that. But that is something to note. So if you have like 10 of these you want to do because you want all your albums to match, then just make sure that you make note of your size and what font that you used. Okay, so since I mentioned Atlantic, I'm just going to go with that. So I'm going to say Atlantic High School. So just type it in. You can see down here the little text box where it's typing. And to get out of this edit mode, you just click off onto the gray. Then it'll back off so that you can see it. Now this dotted line shows you the safe area. And if you click this transform button down here, after you click on it, that will give you options to move it left and right, and you'll see the green lines come up. So it'll tell you where center is in the middle. It'll tell you where the center is horizontally along the spine. So you can move it, all the way up. Now, if you wanted to move it like this. Now it's saying some text may be cut off when printed. Well, that's because the text box is extended beyond there. So that's why you're getting that error. But if you say preview, and that's up here in the top right, of course, the save button, you can never press the save button enough. So let me save. So if it looks right on the preview, you're good to go. So you don't have to worry about this error if you know that you're seeing everything you want to see. I'm going to hit transform again, and that's where I get this button to move it back down to center. You can also make this text box smaller, and then it wouldn't give you that error, or give me that error. Now that I made the text box itself smaller, I can move it up here, and then it doesn't give me that error. I'm going to make it bigger again so that it's centered. This is where you can rotate it. Of course, I wouldn't want to rotate this big one, but the layout that I have, I'm going to show you that. Here's the text box for the bottom. So the layout that is the default has your main title, and then it has a smaller title so that you can put the date, say the graduation date, 2021. You could put a range of dates, right, for all their years, or if this was just for their senior year, whatever. So you can put that down there. Now, I will say this too. If you come over here and you're like, you know what, I don't need the date, I'm going to add it next to the Atlantic High School, whatever, you can come up here and change the layouts. Now, if you change it to a layout that's just the middle, see what happened here. Now you just got the date up there. And so, but not to worry, if that happens, you can go back to the 2-part one and it's back. So if you want to jump around and see the other options, you can do that, but the original option stays. So it doesn't overwrite it, completely. Now, if you like it in the middle there, and when I switch it to this one, now I just get the date. You can also keep it on this one and just empty this. And I can hit transform, and on transform I can actually delete the whole little box. Now if you do something that you didn't mean to do, then there is the undo button up here, and I can undo several times until I get that date back. All right, so that is how we do that. Now let's change the font. Okay, so this is again where you would want to start writing down. Once you write down the layout, you can click on the text button up here or the text icon down here. And these are your choices. Now, this system, because it's web-based, does not pull from all the fonts that you've stored on your computer. So you do have to pick one of these. Now, there's a fun one that, where is it? Is it this one? There's one that's kind of like Disney. I guess it was that one. But there's handwritten ones. There's script ones. This is Rochester. Oh, Mouse Memoirs. A lot of people use that for Disney ones. Grand Vibes. So you can really pick, you have lots to pick from, but this is where you want to write down. If I pick this one, then, and I change the size of the font at all, and I'm going to be doing multiple books, like even if you're, doing them for multiple people, like giving them as graduation gifts, I don't know. For something like school colors, if the school color is like, has black in it, or one of our standard covers, that would be a really nice gift, right? To do, like in this case, Atlantic, do a black and ebony album, and then do the teal spine, and then you can do silver or the black foil on the side, and that would look really nice. So those are our choices. Now you'll notice that when I made it smaller, now it's not center. So what we're going to do is click the transform and then just slide it over until we see those green lines that tell us that it's centered. And then of course, if I want the date to match the text, then I can change that so that it matches as well. And it's kind of small, so let me make it a little bigger. And that's it. So again, when you're done kind of playing with it, right? Oh, we can also do bold. Let's say we like a font, but you just want it to be a little more bold. Let me do that. Then we can make it bold, and then you'll want to preview it, always preview it. So we can even, let's go back and make that a little bit bigger. So we're going to do text. We'll go to 46. And now I need to do the transform again, make sure it's centered. Okay, and then I'll preview it. And there we have it. So it really is easy to use. I've done a Techie Tuesday before on custom covers. So this is like if you're wanting to try a custom cover, which the custom cover, you have the front, the back, you could totally customize it, do the spine, everything. But this would be for an album that you already have, a book cloth album, and you want to personalize that spine. So you could also do, like in this case, because I'm just using this high school as an example, you could do a person's name and the school. I mean, there's plenty of room to do that. It just depends on what you want to do. Let's see, any other trips and tips. So let's just say that this is done. Let me save it. So when it's done and you preview it one more time. Yes, it looks great. Then you just say add to cart. Okay. So then it's going to make you agree because this is saying that you've checked for spelling errors. It's asking if your photos are displayed correctly, but you don't have photos on the spine. So you agree and add to cart. And now it's going to add it to my cart. So now I will not be able, I can go back to edit here. You can go back to edit when it's in your cart, but once it's purchased, you can't edit it. So that's where I'm saying, if you want to make sure you use the same font and the same size because you want them to match, you definitely want to make note of that. And let's say I'm not ready to order right now, because it will ship like with your next order if you want it. Like the spines are $10. So you probably don't want to just do one, because then you're going to pay $8.95 shipping. So if you have other stuff that you want to buy, you can kind of just leave it in your cart until you're ready, until you're ready to order it. Now, if at any time you want to go back, I can go, you click on your name, go to your account, and then you're going to come down right here in this top section, my custom products. Okay. So then here it is. It's going to tell you, wait, hold. Oh, we can duplicate it, but I don't think you can duplicate it. They did it. They did it since the last time I was on here. So you can just scratch everything I just said. You don't even have to take a list down. Now, that's crazy. Even their videos still say that you can't do it. So Creative Memories needs to update their videos. So we can duplicate it. And even if it's published, because here's one that I did, and all of them say duplicate. Yep, so even my Memory Maniacs one can be duplicated. All right, you can duplicate. Hooray! Yay! For listening to feedback and for making our life easier. Alrighty, so you can edit it. You can go back into edit mode. You can delete it, or you can duplicate it right from here. It's already in my cart. So if I go to my, it says it's not in my cart, but it was. I did put it in my cart. Let's try this again. Add to cart. Oh, we have to, I didn't press add to cart to add it to cart. It looks like it was in the cart. So now it has a little one that it's in my cart, but I'm going to go back here to show you, because it doesn't show you, it has the name, but it doesn't show a preview. So if you need to know which ones are in your cart, if you're working on multiple ones, right, then now it'll say view cart. That's the action. So that's the signal to me. It doesn't say edit, delete, or duplicate anymore. It says view cart. And so if I go to the cart because I want to do something with it, now if I clear the cart or if I remove the item, now it should be duplicatable and editable. And it is, now that I removed it from the cart. So if things that will have in your cart, it will have a little cart button. All right, so that is it. It's easy, and there's endless possibilities, especially if that's one of the things that you have wanted to do or that you used to do, and you've just kind of been stuck. And you've got, honestly, myself, I try to keep them in order on my shelf because my spines are not done. And so when they get out of order on the shelf, because people are looking at them, then it's hard because I didn't try to keep all of my albums the same. I just did a different, a different color for every album. And so I try to identify it by, well, I know, of course, my first one was a sapphire blue one with the silver foil. And that's the other thing. If you want to match the foil on the front of your album, if you have really old albums that have the foil on them, then you can match that same color foil, the gold or the silver. Um, I am going to get ready for our drawing. That is all I have for you tonight on this fine Techie Tuesday. And of course, I can't see where I'm going. Here we go. And picking my post here. Sorry. All right, here, I'll go ahead and swing this on over. I'll go back to share my screen so that we can all see the winner at the same time. All right, so here we go. And our lucky winner is Shelby. Congratulations. And you've got a graduating senior. Maybe you want to do a red spine, right? Sea breeze. So congratulations to Shelby. And I will be in touch, or she can be in touch with me, and we will design up that album spine. Congratulations. Thank you all for joining me for this Fun Techie Tuesday. And remember, if you're intrigued about digital artwork and you're not a digital scrapbooker, then make a note to join me in May for Techie Tuesday, where I will teach you about that. So congratulations, and thank you all for joining me. And for you ladies that I will be seeing at the retreat in Mount Dora, I can't wait. I will see you Thursday or Friday, depending on when you are arriving. And if you're interested in attending a retreat, my next one after this weekend is the first weekend in June, and that is in Lakeland at the Terrace Hotel. And of course, we've got our Go Gray in May event coming up on May 15th, and I will be posting all that information hopefully by this weekend. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Until I see you again, stay scrappy, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.